Thank you. So hello, everyone. We are the team that made Eureka, so pronounced like Eureka. And we are presenting our senior design projects.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jane, and I'll be going over the general idea. The idea of Eureka is simple. We wanted to create a community-driven service that can help others solve their problems. We built Eureka to serve as a platform for users to ask and answer questions of problems they may have. Our application features questions and answers on a wide range of topics, including lifestyle, technology, household, and academics. Eureka also provides tools for collaboration between users either through chat messaging or video calls. So why Eureka? Existing platforms such as Stack Overflow or Reddit do not allow real-time communication such as text and video chat, and they also can be restricted to only one category or topic. That is why for Eureka, features like our chat and video communication can provide a faster and more efficient way to receive an answer to a problem. Eureka is very user-friendly and can be a handy tool for everyone. It is designed to allow users to get and provide help in the shortest amount of time.
Hi everyone, my name is Victor and I will go over use cases. As mentioned earlier, our app provides a variety of topics to choose from, so if you ever get stuck on a problem, Eureka is here to help. Need help with school homework? Is the light bulb out in the fridge and you have no idea on how to replace it? Or need help resetting your Wi-Fi router? You get help by creating a question in the app and one of the other users can start helping. If an answer is hard to explain in writing, you can attach a photo or switch to our text or video chat features, and user can show or even guide through the solving of a problem in real time.
Hi everyone, my name is Tony and I'll be going over the front end. EureQa was built using Flutter as our front-end development SDK. It is a cross-platform framework, which means that our application works on both Android and iOS devices. We chose a model view control design pattern, which allows for better development and easier debugging, since most responsibilities are clearly separated. REST APIs allowed us to interact with our backend and sending and receiving data from our database. Using WebRTCs allowed users to communicate with each other via live video chat, while WebSockets allowed us to continuously send data and retrieve data from Google Firebase.
Hello, everyone. This is Max speaking. So Eureka application also includes the following services. It provides user authentication services using Google Firebase. This includes sign-in and sign-up process using a Gmail account or regular account with any email and a password. Firebase Cloud Storage or Firestore is used to store all chat information of the users, as well as to store the images uploaded by users in their profiles or shared with other users in the chat. Real-time video call service is provided by Agora.io, which allows users to be connected in a video call in order to show the problem or show solution to the problem on camera.
Hi, my name is David. To create the backend services for our app, we use Spring-Boot Java and MongoDB. We use Spring-Boot Java to create a RESTful API that communicates with our Mongo NoSQL database. Our MongoDB contains 3 tables for data persistence: users, questions, and answers. Our RESTful APIs also provides data transfer objects to make front-end requests easier. Our backend was then containerized via Docker and hosted via AWS EC2.
So here is a collection of our stack and technologies that we use throughout our project. So if you guys take a look at the top row, these are the development stack that we use. And then the bottom row is the tools that we use to help during our development. I would specifically want to highlight Flutter, Spring-Boot with MongoDB, Firebase, and Agora.io, since they were the biggest components of our app. Going off of this list here, I want to show off our architecture and how each individual piece of technology interact with each other. Essentially, all of our services are connected to the Eureka mobile application. The mobile application framework that we use will send requests to our services, but using various different protocols, and all of our services will then return the proper information according to whatever was requested. For example, if our mobile application wanted to send an image to Eureka's app development platform, Firebase, we would utilize a WebSocket and then send the image to Firebase storage. So what we did for our development, we decided to follow the Agile methodology. More specifically, we followed the Scrum framework. We had sprints that lasted about 1.5 weeks long, and they were tracked using Jira. We also had stand-up ceremonies at the beginning of every meeting, and as well as a retrospective at the end of every sprint. If you take a look at this graph here, it shows a good representation of how long it took for us to complete an issue on our Jira board. In the beginning, mostly everyone was still getting used to our tech stack, so it took a little bit longer to complete a task. But then as towards the end of our project, we were able to drastically improve our time to complete an issue. Going off that, I want to show a little video demo of our app working.
As soon as the user opens the app, they are greeted with the onboarding screens. And what we have on these pages essentially highlights the key benefits and features of the application. Let's get started. Now we are on the sign-in page, but since we don't have an account first, let's create one. After signing up, the user will be asked to enter in the first name and last name, as well as the profile picture is optional. Now I'm going to be passing it off to Tony Tom.
From the home screen, the user is able to see a list of questions that have been posted by different users. If you're looking for a specific question, you can use the search bar, or if you're looking for a specific category, you can go to all categories. Now, if you click on more details, you can see the full question and the answers listed for that specific question, if any. Now I'll be providing an answer for this question asked by Tony. Awesome. Now we'll pass it off to Max for creating a new question.
Now, what if the question hasn't already been asked? We can just create one. We'll choose technology category. We can also upload a picture. In this case, we'll choose this computer. And now we see our question has been created. And we have image here, description, and title. Now I'm going to hand it off to David, who is using physical phone and is going to use different account.
Instead of leaving an answer, a user can decide to chat with the user who asked the question. Here's the chat screen. From the question details page, users can decide to start a conversation with the user who asked the question. In the chat screen, users can chat with each other via text communication. Pictures can also be sent and seen if the user decides to do so. Additionally, from the chat screen, users can also start video chats with one another. Yes, that is the right cleaning product you should use. Make sure you spray that in between your keys to get the dust out of there. Now that we have shown the chat screen, I will hand it off to Max to show off how we pick the best answer for each question.
Now David's gonna leave an actual answer to the question, and I'm going to pick his answer as the best answer. You can see his answer here, the uploaded image. I'm gonna pick his answer as the best answer, and we're gonna give him 5 stars.
Now that David has helped me, let's take a look at his profile by clicking on his icon. In David's profile, we can see what questions he has been asking and the answers he has provided. In the top right-hand corner, we can see how helpful David has been with other users and the effectiveness of his answers.
Now that our question has been answered, let's go back to the home screen. Since our question has been closed, it has been moved to the bottom of the list. Now we can check out our own profile from the side menu. In our own profile screen, we can see our own questions and answers, and we can edit our own name and profile picture if we need to.
Now that we have shown off Eureka, we can log out and sign in whenever we want to.
Okay, so that's essentially it for our presentation. This is the team that worked on our app, and thank you to our advisor, Professor Felix, who helped us a bunch. If you guys want to check out our GitHub repo, you could visit our links here, or if you guys have an Android phone, you could actually install our app on your phone yourself. Just be aware that we didn't sign this app, nor it's on the Google Play Store, so you have to do a little bit of working around to get that to work. But that's it. Any questions, anyone?
Very thorough presentation. Enjoyed everybody briefing their particular part, and then you guys handed off, and the demo was really nice as well. Also enjoyed the little schedule that you put up and your metrics from your sprints, and then your assignments with. It looks like you were doing all the tracking with Jira. So that was very good. Your architecture diagram was very refreshing to see as well.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
So can you give us a little bit additional background on how you guys ended up using Jira and parsing out the different tasks? I know you guys all have different roles, per se.
Well, we didn't really actually have different roles. Essentially, everyone was a software engineer on our team. So everyone did a fair share of front end, back end, and a little bit of DevOps works as well. So essentially, as the Scrum Master, I created a bunch of new tasks at the beginning of every sprint, and I just put it on the Jira board. And then we tried to keep track of how long like a single task was from. We have 3 different sections for our Jira board. We had originally it was open task, so anyone could just pick it up, just look through this list, pick it up, whatever they want to do. In progress, in review, and then done. So as soon as they pick up a task, it goes into review. Sorry, not in review, into in progress. But then if they make a GitHub branch off of it and make a pull request, that will go into review. And then once that pull request is merged into our main branch, then that automatically goes into our done fields. And essentially, we just followed a pretty traditional Jira board structure. We didn't really go too off of what Jira does.
You did show an architecture diagram, and relative to your Jira explanation, I'm assuming most of the Jira tasking was related to coding. Did you have like a design phase where you put that together before you started?
Yeah. So what we did is during our first semester, we had a full design phase. So we use Figma to mock up our diagrams and our app and everything. We also used Lucidcharts to make our tables and everything. And that was during mainly the first semester. And then during the second semester, that's when we had the full programming task and the issues and all that stuff.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and following up on that, well done. It was nice to see everyone participate in your presentation. So we kind of got a flavor of that as well. Thank you for doing that. I had a follow-on question. So where would you take this app next? Were you given any shareholder feedback on what would be next, or just kind of curious?
No, so unfortunately we didn't actually have a real shareholder or a stakeholder in this project, so we didn't get any of that information. But ideally what we want to do is we actually want to fully expand our application out. So right now it's a pretty good MVP, but we want to add security fixes. So right now anyone could actually access our backend. We want to prevent that from happening. We actually want to update our UI a little bit more. So it's pretty basic right now. I want to make it a little bit more fluid, add animations, and make it look a lot better. And then we want to actually improve our text chat database too. So the way that our text chat is being built, we're constantly getting data from Firebase, and that can also have a lot of reads for it, and that can cost a lot. So we want to find a way to improve that and not force it so we don't have so many reads for like a single chat message or something like that.
That makes sense. And then I was kind of curious about who got to participate in questions and answers. You know, when you think about security, it's also, you know, people could have way off weird answers or way off weird questions, not appropriate, or, you know. So
that is actually a good thing to bring up. So we originally were wanting to have it open to anyone who had an account 13 and over, to allow to like create an account and just make answers. But we realized that we do need some moderation features, and that could be something that we could just add on into the future as well.
Great. Yeah. So you had thought about it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just one last question.
Yeah, of course.
You had mentioned, you're trying to bring together not only the questions and answers, but also you could do like a live chat or a video. Is there a difference in the persistence of that data? It looks like the stuff that you put in as far as answers are probably persistent, but I'm just curious about what you guys were thinking with the live chat and the video stuff.
So the video is actually, we don't persist any of that. That once the call ends, then that's gone. But in terms of text chatting, that's where we store it inside of our Firebase NoSQL Firestore server over there. And that's persisted all on there.
So that would become part of the knowledge base. So
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question. So we also have a question and from the audience, and Joshua, you want to go ahead?
Is it in chat? I don't know where it is. No, we can't hear you, unfortunately.
I hear you. Yeah, so Joshua, how about you type out your question, and so the team can answer it in the chat box.
Oh. Yeah, can you guys hear me now? Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hey, so
Hey.
Great presentation. It was really good. I'm wondering what was the most difficult part that you and the devs on your team encountered. Maybe everyone can chime in if you would like.
Yeah, I mean, if the team wants to like talk about the most difficult part they talk about, feel free to talk about it, guys. No takers? Oh, go ahead.
I can talk. Hi, my name is David, and I believe that, well, for me at least, the most difficult part of the project was finding time outside of my academic schedule to put in the research for building the several of the components for the application. As you can tell from our structure, it can get a little complicated, and having to do all the research to put it all together did take a little bit, at least for me. And yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jane speaking. I will agree with David. So outside of the class schedules, Monday, Wednesday, we did have meetings outside of class. So from time to time, that could get a little complicated since all of us are not free on that day per se. But we did manage to keep working throughout the semester, and we managed to finish our tasks in time. So yeah.
Yeah, and then in terms of development, so like, thank you, David and Jane, for talking about like the actual struggles we had with remote work and the pandemic and everything. But in terms of actual development, I would say the hardest thing that we probably did was our chat system. Because it was real time, we had to figure out a bunch of ways of getting the message to asynchronously work. That way everyone could see it in a proper order and all that stuff. And that would be the hardest part in terms of coding development. But in terms of like everything else, yeah, the pandemic and meeting up, and that was all hard. Thank you for the question, though. That's a good question.
Thank you all. Thank you all for sharing your experience of doing this project and remotely in as a group. And